This is meteorologist Andrew Markowitz with an update on Tropical Storm Erin, as well as a new potential storm that may be brewing. And as always, we're going to go through this with no hype, no nonsense, and no fear-mongering. Tropical Storm Erin is slowly intensifying as she tracks westward in the Atlantic with maximum sustained winds up to 60 miles per hour. The structure is also becoming more symmetrical, which is indicative of dry air becoming less intrusive. As Erin continues pushing westward, she will move into toastier waters, which means that the environment is conducive to strengthening. Model guidance indicates that Erin could become a hurricane as soon as Friday and will likely strengthen into a Category 3 or even Category 4 major hurricane at her peak. In terms of track, ensemble models are unanimously showing this recurve out to sea. Not a single one is showing landfall in the US. However, there are a few that show it in Bermuda. History backs up this idea as well. There have been 41 named storms within 30 miles of Erin's current position, and the overwhelming majority of them have skirted out to sea with no US impacts. The few storms that did make landfall in the US did so under much different weather patterns. The center of Erin could track far enough south that we see some impacts in Puerto Rico and the northern Leeward Islands. Tropical storm watch has been issued for the yellow regions, which include St. Martin and St. Bart's and Anguilla and Barbuda. Is it possible Erin could nudge back to the west? The answer is yes, and it's because of one of two reasons. First, we could see the Bermuda high trend stronger, or secondly, the cold front coming down Canada could skirt more to the south and east, allowing high pressure to backfill in the northeast. But even in those two cases, there would still be enough of an opening that Erin would shoot the gap and still move out to sea. I don't anticipate landfall anywhere in the US. As a result, my level of concern for the East Coast is pretty low. However, if you're going to the shore, I would be concerned about dangerous surf and rip currents. If I am in Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Northern Leeward Islands, I'm not overly concerned at this point, but if we see Erin track more to the south, then more significant impacts could be on the table. I should note though that models are not currently showing that idea. I would say the highest level of concern of anywhere at this point is Bermuda if the hurricane tracks overhead or nearby, but the ensemble mean currently takes it quite a bit to the west. I would also be watching this pretty closely if I'm in the Canadian Maritime region. I know models are currently taking it northeastward, but there is real risk that it instead goes more due north. Stronger storms do have a tendency to track toward the poles. We have seen that also in recent years with storms like Fiona and Lee. Do I think it's a likely scenario? I would say no, not necessarily, but it is something we need to be mindful of. We also now have Invest 98L, a cluster of storms spinning in the Bay of Campeche. Sea surface temperatures in the Gulf are near record highs, meaning that if our storm consolidates, there is risk that it could strengthen some. If this becomes a tropical storm, the next name in the sequence is Fernand, which would be the sixth of the season. However, models are pretty bearish, with most keeping this at tropical depression status, or at most a low-end tropical storm. The NHC currently gives us a 40% chance of developing into a tropical system over the next 7 days. This storm will track to the northwest, impacting the Rio Grande region of Texas and Mexico over the weekend. I would brace for some rain showers and gusty winds, but otherwise I'm not too concerned. For more updates on the tropics and other severe weather all around the world, please make sure to follow me on all social media platforms so you can stay weather aware.